JJ and Tully are back. Here we go.
On the Superstation, pile driver on dusty roads, take the belt and leave. Now, it was right there on tape.
I know, but that's not the important issue. The important issue that earlier in today's program, Baby Doll comes out here by herself. Obviously, the American dream already has been disillusioned. He's allowing her to roam free, which is the biggest mistake of his life, because he will cause her even greater embarrassment than he already has, and greater embarrassment than he caused this man in the past. It even hurts me to even discuss the subject. But she comes out here and she's all happy. Oh, Dusty has the belt back. That's a big thing. And he's serving a warning to Mr. Arn Anderson. He's going to suffer just like Ole Anderson did. And now Tully jumped in with both feet. Well, Baby Doll, you don't need to be a mental genius to realize that we jumped in with both feet a long time ago. It's just you're a little slow sometimes to catch on to what's happening, which is why I'll always be at least 5 steps ahead of you, and probably another 5 steps before you realize that you've even been stepped on.
Maybe a year in advance, James J.
But there is a very important point to be learned by watching this tape of the match that took place of the Superstars on the Superstation Special Edition. So I'm going to allow you to show that right now, and then we have a very important point that we want to make. Go ahead, Mr. Director. Go ahead and show it.
Let's show the tape that he's talking about right now.
He sits down hard. Tully trying to get out of it. Can he do it?
Getting right down near the end, too, David. There's the bell.
Now he.
This pile driver really is badass, by the way.
Tully caught him with that right foot. Okay,
Wait.
Wow.
The pile driver.
Wait a minute. JJ, give me that belt back.
JJ has taken the National Heavyweight Championship belt.
They don't win it. They just take it.
Tommy Young says the match is a draw.
He's got the belt,
He's
Tommy.
got
You
the
go
belt.
get it.
Now, there it is right here on.
Mr. Schiavone, the point that I wanted to make that this tape demonstrates so well is that Dusty Rhodes, even with all his charisma, is still a human being. 2 arms, 2 feet, and his brain cells are just as vulnerable when you drop him on his head. And most important is the national title is there for the taking, just like that.
Well, the bottom line of the whole thing is, just as James J. Dillon said, Baby Doll came out here trying to be articulate, trying to say something on national television with a very feeble effort. Now you know why I kept her behind the scenes. But she did have the National Heavyweight Championship belt. That's because we sent it back. We just wanted to send a little message. It can be taken, and we gave it back because I'm going to pin him 1, 2, 3. Now, the fortunate thing for Dusty Rhodes is, for the Superstars on the Superstation, it was a 1-fall, 20-minute match. Not 1 fall, 60 minutes as normal. If it would have been 1 fall, 60, you saw what happened 2 minutes after the 20 minutes ran off. Dusty Rhodes laying in a prone position, unable to move. I would have easily crawled on top. 1, 2, 3, up to 100 if I wanted. And JJ and I would have walked out, and we'd have had one of the darndest victory parties you ever saw in Atlanta, Georgia that night. But I tell you what, Dusty Rhodes, Jimmy Valiant was a message. Now, I've gone a step further. I've sent the message directly to your doorstep. Because, Dusty Rhodes, I dropped you on your head. The American dream, the Tower of Power, just like you always like to say. 2 times World's Heavyweight Champion. 1 time World's Television Champion. And don't forget Dusty Rhodes, who 1 year ago took the World's Television title from you and made it what it is today for Arn Anderson to come out here on television and talk about. That's right. You never held the United States Heavyweight Championship. I held it longer than anybody. And I never said the words I quit. And your buddy Shadow walks around here proudly holding something that he didn't win. Now, Dusty Rhodes, I've gone to the head of the snake. You got to cut the head off and the rest of the body dies. Well, Dusty Rhodes, I delivered the message to you. You and me, any place, anywhere, anytime. Put the national title on the line inside the squared circle, and Dusty Rhodes, one of us, will leave wrestling forever.
Tell Mr. Rhodes when you see him, it's ours for the taking, just like that.
We'll be back with more right after this.
Well,
Little shooting on Baby Doll there, wasn't it?
a little bit.
For not being articulate. There was real heat there.